Do you guys miss gaming? I miss gaming. Now, gaming means something to a lot of different people. Some might think, hop on The Sims after work, have a nice time, relax, unwind. Some of you might have been joining me over 10 years ago, hopping onto game battles on Gears of War 2 or 3, and right after getting out of high school, getting absolutely creamed by some dude across the map on Gridiron with a torque bow when you were the designated bolt hawk guy. That was me. The bolt hawk guy, not the torque bow guy. Wouldn't want to pick it up. Cancerous. Hated it. Back when we were small, back when we were younger, more bright-eyed, more bushy-tailed, gaming meant something more. And what I mean by something more is the passion was not lost on the game developer, not even a little bit. They made the type of thing that they wanted to make. It was important to them. They wanted to tell a story, or they wanted to craft an experience. The publishers just backed them. They used to just back them, no problems. At least not that we as the, core consumer base really understood, or even saw, really. As long as the games were selling, that's what was important. Microtransactions changed everything. Seems like not too long ago, me and my buddies in high school were absolutely shitting on the horse armor from Elder Scrolls Oblivion, if any of you are old enough to remember that. And we had something to it. There was a reason we were shitting on it. Why would we pay more than $5? Or even less, actually, for anything in a game when we were so used to earning it through blood, sweat, and tears on older generations of consoles and games. Ninja Gaiden Black didn't have anything that you could do to, just buy armor or buy lives or any of that stuff. It seems kind of silly if you're old enough to remember the days before microtransactions were riddled in every game, or battle passes, or black cell bundles. Fuck you, Activision. To every extent. This is going to be very unscripted if it hasn't been clear yet. I'm seeing too much. I'm seeing too much negativity from those of us who are in the gaming sphere. I'm seeing people who write for Kotaku or IGN or any of the other gaming news outlets, that it either seems like most of the reviews or articles about things are either paid shills or, God help me, normies. Normies who don't play actual games very often. And, casual gamers look just, I used to be one of you. Kind of sort of am still, now that I'm a father of two and work 2 jobs and don't have much time for gaming anymore. But I guess the point I'm really trying to hammer home is it's gotten too negative. It's gotten far too negative. Both from the aspect of the developer, the publisher, and gamers as a whole. Us, the ones keeping the hobby alive with our wallets, with our time. Baldur's Gate 3 has been a thrill, an absolute joy. After playing the last however many years it is of Call of Duty games or other AAA games, there used to be a time where when you bought a game, it was complete. It was complete. It was tested before you even were able to buy it. Everything that the developer wanted to put in there. Every hour of coding. Every hour of play testing. Their honor, for the most part, as developers was on the line. And that used to mean something. That really used to mean something. I think a good portion of us with a keen eye who were playing games often during this time period, like the 360 and the PS3 days and stuff, could kind of see where this was going. When you'd buy a game, say, for example, Halo Reach, when that came out for the 360, you'd buy it, you'd pop it into your console after the midnight release at GameStop with all your homies, grilling up hot dogs on a grill next to a tent or something, or some of the more hardcore people used to just be there all day waiting for it. Some of us would just show up maybe an hour before it actually released and sit right into the massive line for Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 or whatever the case was. And it would sit in that line, waiting, anxiously waiting. You'd get it after midnight, pop it into your console. Guess what was waiting for you immediately, every time? A day one update. We still get that all the time now with modern games, but now it's become so negative with everything else that you almost don't even see that anymore. What you do see, though, every time you log in, is something trying to sell you something. Hey, yeah, we got you to pay $70 for Diablo 4 or Modern Warfare 2. Still can't believe they got away with that criminal idea of renaming it the same thing as the actual OG in 2009, the good one that everybody remembers and has fond memories of. As broken as it was broken, but it was ours. And when we bought it, you know what we did? We played to earn things. We played the game to earn things. Can you remember that? Any of you out there, do you remember that? How good that felt? How good that felt. To run around with your... I can't remember what it was called, but in Halo 3, for example, there was an armor you used to get and a helmet that matched. I think it was the Hayabusa armor. You had a kick-ass samurai sword in your back, dude. You had to bust your ass to get that shit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in the Master Chief Collection, they just give it to you for free. They just give it to you for free, which is still a win, I guess, technically, for Master Chief Collection. Big fat W for them, because a lot of it was just out for you to do at the start, even before you started really playing, because it was just kind of cashing in on that nostalgia, but without the cash. Because when you bought the game was yours. Sure, it had battle passes, sort of, I guess, but that was more of a, you don't have to pay us money in order to access all this stuff by playing the game. You just have to play the game. Simple as that. And it's sad to see where we're at now with games being released half-assed, broken, pushed out the gate. The other part of this too is that it's not just the devs. I mean, a lot of us at this point have become so accustomed to getting either broken games or microtransactions and everything that it's strange if it doesn't happen. It's strange if it doesn't happen. I recall the first couple times that Cyberpunk 2077 was pushed back because they just were not ready to release it yet, because it wasn't quite up to snuff. I hope any of you who actually was bullying the shit out of CD Projekt Red for not releasing the game on time recognizes what you've done to that game. It has dug really far out of the boundaries since its rocky launch, because it wasn't ready yet, and y'all weren't ready to hear that. Y'all just didn't want to be patient. And you know what happens when we don't want to be patient? Game devs either stick to their guns when it comes to a release date, and push something out that's buggy and broken and have to fix it up as it comes. Which again is still a cardinal sin to some of us who remember being able to pop open a N64 and throw in a game of GoldenEye and have it be an experience, and the only buggy, shitty part about it was somebody playing Oddjob. But no, now it's either we are kicking in the teeth of devs to release things on time, or I should say, because it happens twice, when it inevitably releases broken and buggy, and over the next couple of months it becomes perfect or damn near perfect, and the people keep working on it, which is part of the experience. Now it's no longer a, oh hey cool, we finished the oldest Castlevania game, we finished the Super Castlevania 4 or whatever. Oh, it's got a bug in it? That sucks. Try not to hit that part of the game where it's going to be a bug out, or if you do, try and cruise it right along and hope that you are one of the kids on the playground who managed to actually get through it okay. Or hope it's one of those bugs that actually makes the game more enjoyable. You remember when bugs used to be enjoyable for certain games? Missing no for Pokemon, for example? I mean, Jesus Christ. That was a game changer for a lot of people. Knowing that you could immediately get 99 Master Balls or 99 rare candies in an instant just because your buddy Frank told you from, 2 classes over after lunch that you could do that. Just surf around this little area near the start of the game. You encounter this pixelated nightmare of a weird shape who would just, you catch him, cool, you don't actually get him. But what you do get, untold power. Untold power over all of your friends at the school. Maybe I'm old. I mean, I am. I'm almost 30. But, games now are not what they used to be. And it's a serious shame. And truth be told, I can't tell if we're to blame, or the devs are to blame, or the publishers, or the shareholders, or both. But something needs to change, and if we want anything to change, we need to start voting with our wallet, and that's all there is to it. But aside from all that, one of the biggest reasons I felt like doing this video is because there's been so much pushback from other AAA developers and publishers and stuff about Baldur's Gate 3. I've played Baldur's Gate 3 for maybe all of 15 hours, and I'm not even out of Act 1 yet, because I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm trying to just find all that I can find and do all that I want to do. And it's a great game. It brings me back to a time, a golden age, where when you got a game, it was... the developers were really writing a love letter, And anybody who bought the game and was interested in the game and found themselves immersed was able to read that love letter. It might not have been entirely for them necessarily, but they got to read it and really see how much they respected their creation. And I think that's really cool. And it's really eye-opening for those of us who haven't already had their eyes open. Me, I've been fucking jaded to this shit for the last 5 years, honestly, with certain game devs. I can hardly trust any AAA anymore. Diablo 4 was a joke. I mean, well, Season 1 was a joke. The game launched kind of rocky a little bit, but it was an overall enjoyable experience. It was fresh, it was new. But Modern Warfare 2 ended up being a joke. We were told, oh yeah, hey, Modern Warfare 2 is going to have 2 years life cycle. I don't even want to talk about all that stuff that's so divisive in the community, as the should slide canceling be in the game, why does the game feel slower compared to 2019, it's an arcadey shooter, it's not supposed to be a milsim, any of that stupid shit. By the way, slide canceling was a bug and shouldn't have been in the game. Sorry if I hurt your feelings with that one, but Call of Duty doesn't need to be a milsim. That's not what anybody was ever saying. But what it should feel like is actually grounded in reality. We had Titanfall and Titanfall 2. Do you really want Call of Duty to become Titanfall and Titanfall 2? Or worse yet, do you want it to become Fortnite and have little kitties and unicorns and bullshit running around wearing fucking tactical helmets and wearing rigs and jump shotting with a Barrett 50 cal off a 50-foot fucking tower. Really? You want that? That's your arcadey shooter? You know, some of you would do better off with boomer shooters than Call of Duty, I'm going to tell you that right now, if you want something bombastic and crazy. But anyway, back to Baldur's Gate for a second. A lot of developers, and even some PR guys, are coming out and saying, oh, well, don't hold all the other, you know, developers and studios to the standard of perfection because, ooh, Larian had so much time to develop the game and so much crazy funding and all these employees. No. No. You want to know what they did have? You really, really want to know what they had? Passion. Passion for something that they believe in. And you know what? Oh, I'm dying. Just so you can see me a little clearer on this one, even though I'm in full light now. Passion. It was passion. They didn't have shareholders or publishers breathing down their neck to release a finished product right away. I mean, they did, but they had the talent to back it up. And the publishers and shareholders respected their position as creators to make something that would truly net them a huge profit and be something that people talked about for decades to come. You know what else is interesting about that? Recently, must have been like a month back at this point, Microsoft fixed the servers for Call of Duty 4 through Black Ops 2, I believe. Modern Warfare 2, the newest one, the garbage one. And Diablo 4, actually, in the UK. A very talented content creator that I follow called Blame Truth, the Codfather. Great dude. Released a video recently showing that in the UK, the top 10 games of the last month or so, I believe it was a handful of games. But guess what? Diablo 4 and the remake of Modern Warfare 2, which it's disgusting to almost call a remake at this point, was beat out by many things. But the craziest part about it all, they were beat out significantly more by people buying the old school Call of Duties again. Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2. Do you want to know why that was? Again, I'll say it one last time for anybody who didn't hear me before. It's passion. Passion as a creator is what made people run back in droves a full decade, maybe more in some cases, to Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, and the games that were released without shops, without microtransactions, without bullshit skill-based matchmaking put into a game to basically continue player retention and make sure that people were buying and spending and playing and spending all their time on this one game when there's millions and millions of better games out there. Guess who's been shining the last couple years is AA developers or indies. God bless them, they're keeping gaming afloat. Vampire Survivors, 20 Minutes Till Dawn, Ready or Not, Baldur's Gate 3, I'll say it again. Fuck yeah, I love Baldur's Gate 3. Anybody who's played it does. Maybe the, reaction to the character creation is a little bit, swayed or whatever, but it tells a great story and it respects your time and your wallet. And in the world, the state that it's in right now, the economy, all this, can you really ask much else? These guys busted their ass for this game. And you know what? I think it'd be nice to see AAA developers start trying to do the same for once. Because we haven't seen it in years. I'm not saying release a completed game from the start every time. Release a game with no bugs. But if anybody from any kind of big developer or big publisher is watching this, which I doubt, but still, I think it deserves to be said. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's going to say it. I'm sure I won't be the last person to say it by any means either. We'll probably be echoing this for 5 years until any serious change happens. I hope that it's less than 5 years. But time being the cruel mistress she is, we'll probably see fit to make sure that we're not seeing any of this happen for at least 10. Some of the big publishers need to wake up, because the rest of us are too. I'm Pixel, and I hope you stand with me on this. Much love, everybody.